This is Radha Gopinath in Samadhi Mandir. Near to him is Janambi Devi in Samadhi Mandir.
During that time, Gopinathji was staying in Kamivan. And she came into the temple and she was dancing in kirtan with all the devotees. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. So Gopinath left off the altar, lifted her up and jumped back on the altar and slammed the door. And when the Vaishnavas opened the door, then Janava Mata was no more to be seen. So in Braj Leela, Janava Mata's eternal, in this way, on this we see on Thakurji's left side, this is Anang Manjari, and on right side, this is Radharani. She has given over her place to Anang Manjari in this temple. Everybody can darshan to Mahajana. So therefore we have beautiful Radha Gopinath temple. So Gopinath gave darshan to Mahajana. This is a very special place. And because in Braj Leela, we know Mahajanava is Ananga Manjari. So you see here also we have Radha and Krishna and Ananga Manjari. But in her Braj Leela form, Mahajanava is Ananga Manjari. You won't be able to speak because Kirtan is going on there. This is the Samadhi of Raghunath Das Goswami. So we'll go back there, we'll circumambulate, and because Kirtan is going, we can't go to the church and speak there. So you just take darshan inside, beautiful painting is there, we'll talk about that painting later. This is the Samadhi of Raghunath Das Goswami. And then we'll go, after we circumambulate, we'll pass the Kirtan party, come outside and go here to Mahajanava's sitting place. So everyone can leave some small donation. My friend, he's allowing us also to take photos here in this temple. Beautiful deities of Radha Gopinath. So we can leave some small donations. After taking darshan, go back around the Samadhi. You'll see bathing yacht, her own private bathing yacht.
Samadhi, Chaitanya Charitamrita Plus. More than 700 devotees listen to Chaitanya Charitamrita Plus.
She came here and wandered around Braj, comforting all of the Vaishnavas. She discussed many things with Jiva Goswami. Sometimes modern people, they like to tell some story about Jiva Goswami meeting Mirabai, where they say that he told her, no, I can't meet with you. I can't meet with any woman. And she said, well, what other man besides Krishna is there in Braj? So, anyway, we can tell this story is totally bogus because Jiva Goswami, he not only met with Janava Mata and discussed many things with her, he also accepted, she gave suggestion that they put, because there was just Krishna deities here, Sham Sundar and Govinda Dev and Madan Mohan like that. So she suggested that you make some nice brass Radharani deities and place them next to Krishna. So he not only listened to her suggestion, he even accepted her suggestion. So this story that he wouldn't meet Mirabai, totally bogus. He was not afraid to meet women. In fact, he was not even afraid to accept very good suggestions. Because Das Goswami and others were staying here. And underneath, this is a tamal tree here. And other tree, this big one, this is a bakul tree. Just like Siddha Bakul, you all heard of. This is bakul tree. I don't know if he has flowers now. But tamal tree, he only gets his flowers in right after Gaur Purnima festival, he gets his flowers. You have to just stick around for a couple more weeks. So underneath here, Gopinath appeared to Ma Janava when she was doing her bhajan. This is her sitting place. On the other side, the Vaishnavas, out of respect for Ma Janava, they made private bathing ghats. When we circumambulate, then you'll see there's private stairway where she can take her bath. All the Vaishnavas. You see how nicely they took care of ladies in those days. Described in the Goswami literature, one word is there in Sanskrit, pallava. Pallava means freshly grown leaf. So if you want to get some idea of what is the touch, of course these are not freshly grown, but if you find some fresher ones, such soft touches there. I showed this to Mahapati Swami one time. He's one of those very fortunate persons who Prabhupada personally showed him how to put tilak, running his finger. He said Prabhupada's fingers felt just like this tamal leaf. If you just rub your finger softly on this, you can get some idea of what is the touch of Lord Krishna like. Anybody else want to do kirtan? Go down and take some water on our heads. This is Shama Kund on our right side here. So we'll go down and take some water of Shama Kund on our heads.
This is Radha Kund. Aap naam hai?
Bhai Babu, if you ever get any money, print books. So this is the very spot where this divine command was given that started the Sankirtan movement all over the world. If you get money, print books. So this is a very, very most sacred place in Radhakund. Now we want everybody to stick together. We're going to start going through very narrow ways and tiny little places. So if you don't stick together, then you'll get lost somewhere and you'll be wandering around and we'll be at Kusum Sarovar having swimming while you're still wandering around wondering where we all went. So everyone try to stick together.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Here, we heard how Radharani promised that she will always come and take bath at Shamakund. So this is called Manasa Pavana Ghat. Manasa Pavana Ghat. It is also known as Pancha Pandav Ghat. Because in 2 minutes, we'll see the Bhajan Kutir of Raghunath Das Goswami. So at that time, Raghunath got some idea to excavate the Kund, so when the work was going on, there was some trees in the way of making everything very nice. So he marked those trees. He told the next day that we will cut these trees. So in the night time, Yudhishthira Maharaj came and said, "Hey Raghunath, myself, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul and Sahadev, we're all doing our bhajan on the banks of Radha Kund in the form of trees. So we should be very careful. We should not cut any tree because there may be somebody doing bhajan here. So in the morning you will see us, you will recognize. So in the morning Raghunath came and he saw these 5 trees. Now this was one of them here. Now he's also gone into the uppercut Leela. And even whatever's left is about to also become uppercut. But they were doing their bhajan in the form of trees on this banks of Shamakund. Colored fruits. Tiny, tiny, tiny little burgundy colored fruits are on this tree here. This is called pilu.
Pilu.
He's got some unripe ones here. So, these pilu fruits are very, very dear to the Kahur boys in Braj. There's 2 types of pilu trees. This one here, which gives these little fruits. Then there's another one that gives fruits in the rainy season. He's got sort of a long leaf. This has got sort of a roundish leaf. And then there's one with a longer leaf. He gives fruit in rainy season. Big burgundy colored fruit. This one gives a little tiny one, now in Kartik time. When we go past here, then you might find 1 or 2 here and little tiny fruits. You see all the monkeys, little monkeys where they're plucking them. Now, just beyond this tree is the Bhajan Kutir of Srila Biswanath Chakravarti Thakur, who wrote what song we sing every morning?
Guru Vastak.
Guru Vastak. Everybody gave the right answer. Somebody sometimes they samsara prayers. But we don't want to sing to samsara. Samsara means this blazing cycle of birth and death. We don't want to sing to samsara. We don't want to glorify samsara. We want to become free. This is Guru Vastakam. 8 prayers glorifying spiritual master who will free us from samsara. So this is Biswanath Chakravarti Thakur's Bhajan Kutir. And this pilu tree used to talk to him and tell him about all the wonderful pastimes that happen on the banks of Radha Kund and Shamakund. Just like one time, because this is the noontime yoga peeth, meeting place of Radha and Krishna noontime at Radha Kund. The Madhyakalin Yoga Peeth is at our Vrindavan, Gupta Kund in Nandagaon. That is, that is Pratakalin. This is the Madhyakal, Radha Kund. And Sham evening Yoga Peeth is there, Radha Govinda Temple in Vrindavan. So here in the noontime, sometimes Radha and Krishna meet. And this particular day, they were having water fights. Shyam Sundar was splashing and Radharani was splashing and all her bangles are going ching, 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 and she's splashing and Shyam Sundar splashing. But this rascal Shyam Sundar, he just began to splash right into the beautiful lotus petal eyes of Srimati Radhika. And her beautiful eyes became pink and closed, she could not see anything. And so finally, Radharani just dipped under the water and disappeared. And all the birds and trees, every being in Radha Kund became quiet. Nobody was chanting the Jai of Sri Krishna because they saw that he was a big cheater. Everyone became silent. They were so unhappy with this rascal. Then Shyam Sundar, he couldn't see Radharani anywhere and he was looking hither and thither. Then he saw that all the bees, they have left the lotus flower. Now bees, they never leave lotus flower. Lotus flower has got special honey that is called makarand. And bee, he loves that makarand so much. He goes there to the lotus flower and he's drinking, evening time is coming because we know lotus flower opens in daytime. In night time, he closes up. And that bee knows, he can see petals are closing and closing, but he's just drinking that makarand and drinking, he doesn't care. He gives up his life to drink that makarand. Because that lotus petal flower closes all around him and he dies by morning time. But he doesn't care. Like that, we just want to get the nectar of lotus feet of Krishna. We don't care anything else. We have to become so absorbed in hearing Krishna Katha that we don't care. Let me die just hearing this Krishna. I don't care. Even if I have to fly all the way to India and there's so much danger, I don't care. I'm going to go there and get this nectar. Just like that, he doesn't care. Lotus petal is closing around him, he's just going to drink. But Krishna saw a very amazing thing. Bee has left the lotus flower. And he saw there amongst, because on one side of Radha Kund there's blue lotus flowers, another side is pink lotus flowers, one side there's yellow lotus flowers. Amongst the yellow lotus flowers, he saw all the bees were going to one place. He saw amongst the golden lotus flowers was the beautiful golden face of Srimati Radhika. And her breath was so sweetly scented, all the bees have come to that place. So then Krishna, he dove under the water, he came up right beside Radharani and just gave her a big embrace. And then he slipped under the water and he disappeared. Then Radharani, she couldn't see Krishna anywhere. Then she saw that all the monkeys, just like you'll see so many monkeys today, so all the monkeys were there on top of the trees and they were all looking at something in the water like that. You'll see how the monkeys look. So then she saw amongst the blue lotus flowers, there Sri Krishna was hiding. His beautiful blue lotus face was hiding amongst So like that, this tree told Biswanath Chakrabarti Thakur so many wonderful pastimes that happen here on the side of Radha Kund and Shama. We can't imagine. Why is crooked? You have seen hook for catching fish, machli. He's got crooked. When fish will bite, then he can't get out. So same way, our Shyam Sundar, he's crooked. He goes in your heart and you can't get him out. So you better be careful. By going on these predicaments, he'll get screwed in there very deep and you will never get him out again. So his Kund also, he's crooked, his Kund is crooked. Tell me this was Bhima. Anyway, this tree here, this is a pilu tree. This is pilu tree here. But if you bite on them, you'll break open the seed and burn your tongue like chicken. Because as we go up, first place we'll see is he spoke to him and told him all the different pastimes that happened here in Radha Kund and Shama. So we'll see his place, and next to that is the Bhajan Kutir of Raghunath Das Goswami. Now we'll hear all these nice stories about Raghunath Das. So first, you take some water on your head from this Shama Kund. Now we're sitting on the banks of this Manasa Pavan Ghat. In a little while, Radharani and all the Sakis are coming, so we have to get out of here quickly. So you take some water. Somebody throw some up here for me. And you can go either side of this pillow tree, and we'll go up here to the corner.
Sima Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Bhajan Kutir.
There's a nice shade here. We'll stay in this.
Raghunath Das Goswami.
Raghunath Das, Bhajan Kutir.
नाम की तुम्हारा नाम की This is Vishwanath Chakravarti Bhajan Kutir beside Shama Kund, near to Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Bhajan Kutir.
The Shama Kund is very, very irregular shape. Radha Kund is nice straight. One thing is that Shama Kund from above, it looks like the right foot of Lord Krishna. Other reason that it's a little crooked is when Raghunath Das, who used to stay here, this is the Bhajan Kutir Raghunath Das Goswami. When he got this idea that people are going to come from all over the world, from Mauritius, from France, from Germany, from England, from South Africa, from Peru, from Holland, from so many places, Slovenia, and all these places. So he thought we should expand the kunds a bit. So when they were excavating, there was some trees in the way, so he marked those trees for cutting down. And at night time, Yudhishthira Maharaj came and said, Prabhu, myself, Bhim, Arjun, Nakula Sahadev, we're doing our bhajan on the banks of Shama Kund, so you please don't cut us. We're doing our bhajan in the form of trees. So in the morning you'll recognize. And so in the morning he saw all the Pancha Pandavas were here. The last tree was here. You see now he's also disappeared. All of them, most have disappeared. So this is also known as Pancha Pandava Ghat, other name. The last one, old neem tree was here. He's also gone back to the uppercut lila. So after Mahaprabhu left, then Raghunath Das Goswami, he came and stayed here in Radhakund, like I said, for almost 45 years. And his bhajan, it is described that his rules and regulations were just like lines on a rock. If you have a rock, you can grind, you can grind, you can polish, those lines will never go away. Not like us. We'll stay up late on Bahulastami night up till the midnight. The next morning you won't see us at Mangalarti. But Raghunath Das Goswami, his bhajan, his lines are just like on a rock. Very strict. And just eating a little bit of chach, buttermilk every day. And chanting most of the time, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And that time there was no bhajan kutir here. I told you before at the Samadhi that you see carefully that photo. Now you see here, big painting is also here. You'll see later as you come closer. So one day, Raghunath was sitting there chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You can see in the photo, tiger and tigress has come. Big fruit. Before, and this was jungle, so big tiger and tigress was there. So he wasn't paying any attention, and tiger and tigress has come to drink water. Most of you can't see up in this corner, Sanatana Goswami has just come from Chakleshwar. He's seeing this whole scene. The Raghunath is sitting there not paying any attention. Tiger and tigress has come. And up in this corner, Lord Krishna is there giving protection. He's standing guard. So then tiger and tigress went away. Lord Krishna, he winked at Sanatana Goswami and disappeared, and Sanatana Goswami came running. Hare! What kind of bhajan you're doing? You're sitting here chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You don't pay any attention. Tiger and tigress is coming. And you're chanting Hare Krishna, that Krishna, please let me serve you. And Krishna is doing your service. He's coming and standing guard like some chokidar. What kind of bhajan is this? So then Raghunath, he fell on his feet and he begged forgiveness. Yeah, I'll be more careful. So others, you see in this picture another thing. That one time Raghunath, he was sitting there, he was chanting in the noonday sun. This is just 10 o'clock sun. And this is Sarat season, the autumn season. That summer season sun, that is 50 degrees, 127 if you know Fahrenheit. And they say only mad dog and Englishman come in noonday sun. And Raghunath, he doesn't pay any attention. Hare Krishna, Hare, he's just sitting there. So you can see in the photo who has come. Srimati Radhika has come holding her palu over his head, holding her sari just over his head. So that time Sanatana Goswami also came from Chakleshwar. He saw this whole scene. So Radharani, she's holding her choli like this, her sari like this. You can see her choli is all wet. She's sweating and sweating and sweating, standing there in the sun like this. So Radharani, she saw Sanatana Goswami, she smiled and disappeared. Then Sanatana Goswami came running. Hare! What kind of bhajan you doing? Hare Krishna, the Radha Krishna, let me serve you. And you're taking service, you don't pay any attention. Now it is noonday sun. Radharani is holding her sari, she's sweating so much. You see the ground behind you. It is all wet from her sweat and her footprints have come in the ground. He saw in the mud, Radharani's lotus footprints were there in the mud. Immediately he fell on that mud. And Sanatana Goswami says, look, if you don't know how to take care of yourself, then you make a bhajan kutir and you do your bhajan inside a bhajan kutir. So they started, this is first bhajan kutir. They started from here, this bhajan kutir system. So this is bhajan kutir of Raghunath Das Goswami. And next door is bhajan kutir of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur.
Raghunath Das Goswami.
Raghunath Das, bhajan kutir.
Yankuti, beside Syama Kund.
Very deep in his meditation. One time he became very ill. He had big stomach ache. And all the Goswamis, they're very worried. Oh, Raghunath Das is very sick. He's got fever and his big stomach ache is there. He's crying out in pain. So they brought one Ayurvedic doctor. Ayurvedic doctor came. He's feeling... This person is suffering from eating too much sweet rice. Everyone knows Das Goswami, he takes a little palm of chach, buttermilk. After they churn butter, churn the yogurt. Here in Braj we churn the butter, butter from yogurt. Whatever is left over, that is called chach. He's just taking a little bit and drinking, little leaf plate. Like we served you out in samosa today, that side, he's taking that much. So where he got so much sweet rice that he got stomachache, and Raghunath, he became a little shy and he blushed. And then they spoke. He said, well, today in Leela and Braj, I was meditating in Braj Leela. They made nice feast for Radha and Krishna, and so much sweet rice was there, and I ate so much sweet rice. Even in his physical body became. One time his servant, Biharidas, he was very much worried. Raghunath only eating this one leaf cup full of chach every day, that's all. So he went to Saki's Tali. That is the place of, do you know? Don't say that, Chandravali. So he found there the leaves on that tree were very big. He could make nice big leaf cups from them. So he made some of those leaf cups like that, big leaf cups, and he brought chach, this buttermilk, to Raghunath Das. So Raghunath, he saw this cup, he was just looking like this and like, just like little boy. Just like one time in Los Angeles, we gave Prabhupada one of those umbrella, that it goes up like this, and you push the button and it goes boop, boop, like that. So Prabhupada, just like little child, he was just going boop, boop, and then he would push into the ground, and then go boop, 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 boop. So Raghunath, he was just looking at this cup like this, just like little child. He said, where you got this leaf cup? He said, oh, I was in Saki's Tali. He said, Saki's Tali. He immediately threw that on the ground. He said, don't you ever bring anything from that place, or I will fast until death. So then Biharidas, he was very much frightened. He brought something from Chandravali's place. So he's on side of Radharani. So but maybe 10 years ago, again, they fixed up everything like that it is going on. This was Das Goswami's service for all of the Vaishnavas. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami ki! So you can just... So unfortunately we all can't fit in here, but I hope you can hear outside. You want to point it to the outside? Of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, where Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita was actually written. In the old days we used to come here, this place was all just filled with cobwebs and broken down and very unkempt. But some hidden Vaishnava, he doesn't want his name known, maybe from Calcutta, we don't know. He remodeled this whole place, very, very, very nice. That time when they were remodeling, they came to us because one Babaji here, he was artist. In his meditation, he saw this beautiful picture. He saw this beautiful picture of Krishnadas Kaviraj sitting under a tree writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he made a painting of this scene that he saw in his meditation. So they asked us if we had anyone in ISKCON who could copy this painting. So Mother Archa Vigraha from South Africa, she immediately volunteered. And if you see the original and you see this painting, now every artist has got his own style. But if you see the original painting and you see this painting, Mother Archa Vigraha has copied completely the style, you cannot tell which is which. She has completely given up, she has surrendered completely to this picture and given complete, real copy of this